we shall get into a closing in terms of today's presentations. Really happy to have had such rousing discussions over the last 2 days, and very, very edifying. So as we come to the close of the session, it's very clear that this conference, I think you all could agree, has been more than just sharing information. We have been building alignment, building momentum, and really having a really true shared sense of purpose surrounding blue carbon and wetlands. I think not only in a regional sense, but also a global sense. So as we look ahead, the real work continues beyond this room. The conversation started here. We must now inform our projects, policies, partnerships, and investments. And the challenge and really the opportunity, I mean, they go hand in hand, is really to carry this momentum forward. So this journey definitely does not stop here. Blue carbon MRV remains a priority for the IDB and all our partners. And to share more about their work in this area, I would welcome Mr. Gerard Alleng, Senior Climate Change Specialist at the IDB. Gerard?
Closing remarks, so I don't have anything else to say, and especially since I know I'm standing between cocktails and, and everybody else. No, thanks very much. Actually, some of the things that you said are critical or to the next step, or next steps. And I want to take something you said, building momentum. We have built momentum, and that momentum is carrying us forward. And a number of things that we discussed and have seen under the MRV have set the platform for us to continue work. We know that all good things sometimes come to an end. We know that there is an end to this IDB project at the end of March and a little way into April. But in that whole area about building momentum, there are a couple of things that allow us to continue this momentum. The baseline data that has been created, that has been generated from this, it's not going away. And I see where people are using it and building on it. And so we have a nice baseline platform across the countries that you can continue and expand on. And I know in Vermar and Atticus and Sudeco and Panama will be doing that, and UE, STACIE will be doing that too. So we have that to look forward to and to build on that. And as we look at building on that platform, I want to take something I think that Francisco said about ancestral intelligence. Community involvement is very important, and being able to build that into our baselines. And so you have a wealth of information and expertise here, and I know that there is going to be that building on the highly technical stuff, but bringing in the ancestral intelligence is going to be critical. There have been investments in the MRV. So all countries now have equipment to continue the work. The TLS, the methane work, hopefully we can get some of them out of customs, but that's another question to deal with, but it will happen. So you have equipment, you have Coras, you have the TLS, and it's available to countries. And we have set the system in place for researchers to access that through the bank. So that's not going to go away. And so we're going to build on it, and we see where it's being built on. And I'm glad I came after this session, because there's been this talk about technology and AI, and everybody's excited about it. And when we were thinking about the MRV and bringing it, AI was not in the equation. It was not in our discussion. But because we saw the changes and the potential for it, AI has come in and other forms of technology. Even when we look at TLS, there's a new generation of TLS. So even that has expanded. And we are seeing the excitement among researchers in this space, or those who have been involved in this. Even in terms of things, the softer elements of innovation, the whole JESI and involvement, and bringing in, how do you get more people involved in this space? So building on that, and innovation is going to continue moving this space around. One of the key things, again, for the next, is we have a community of practice. We have a bunch of people who are all excited about this space from different aspects, not only the heavy technology aspects, but the softer aspects that are critical, the collaboration, the JESI involvement. And that's a space where people are talking and discussing and sharing ideas. And that, again, is not going to go away. To that end, as we have generated all that information, that baseline data, this community of practice, you would say, where is it going to go? And fortunately, we have a response for that. Years ago, the IDB, and I should say it's something we were involved in, developed a Sustainable Islands platform. And it's been going along nicely. We have a space for the community of practice. We have a space for the data under that Sustainable Islands platform. Even now, they are building a whole web environment for it, a whole dedicated web page for it. This is the website that's active now, but could you go to the next slide quickly? This is a mock-up of what the MRV web page would look like under the Sustainable Islands platform. It's not active now, that is not active now, but it's coming. And so we will finish that before the end of all of this, so that there is still a living, active space for the community of practice, for the data, so people can see and access and share papers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That, for us, is critical. Because at the end of it, often you see these projects, and they are mothballed or somewhere, or when people leave, they leave with all this information. But this is within the IDB's environment. So this is an IDB platform, and it will continue to have this information on the MRV. And you would say, yeah, but we still need some resources. We are also, from the bank perspective, because we do have a nature-based program, really strong, for Latin America and the Caribbean, and we are looking for additional resources to fund the MRV. Again, we are looking. We are going after additional donors, so if anybody knows anybody, please come and talk to us. Because we do know that there will be resources. A lot of things that we can still do virtually, but we will need, at times, to come together in a room like this. So our commitment is we have a platform, and we're looking at resources, and we continue to support all our countries in the space and other countries, because we do have another project on looking beyond mangroves, but including seagrasses. So Shanna, we can talk about that, because we are working with regional organizations like the Caribbean Community Climate Change Centre, 5Cs, on mapping what countries are doing within the space of blue carbon. So we have the building blocks, and we will continue to expand on that and build on that platform. So thank you very much. I really appreciated everyone coming. This has been a very fruitful space. You are muttering something to me? Yeah, the tools and equipment, the IDB focal points, Suriname knows Anaite, Jamaica knows me. Panama, Esperanza, and Colombia, you know Lena. So we have the people in place for you to access all that equipment, etc. As long as we get some of the equipment out of customs. But that's another story. But no, thanks very much. I really appreciate everyone coming and being able to share in the space. As I said previously, the community of practice has been one of the gems coming out of this. And yes, we like the equipment and all that and going into the bush, but it's having this space to share and to discuss ideas and to know who's doing what and be able to network. For me, that has been the best outcome of this program. And I really want to thank everyone for actively participating in the COP. And if you are not part, please talk to Farrah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gerard. And I think you really ended off on a great note there, because you mentioned the last person, one of the key persons, really the glue behind this entire event. Really proud to bring Farrah on the stage, project manager of the IDB Regional Blue Carbon Project, to give the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to deliver closing marks to what has been a fantastic two-day conference. It seemed to have flown so fast, but was extremely packed with rich discussions and discourse spanning different fields such as law, science, and policy. I'm exceptionally grateful for that opening from our dignitaries, the British High Commissioner, Mr. Belgrave, country rep of the Inter-American Development Bank in Trinidad and Tobago, Professor Derek Chady, our director of STACIE, Mrs. Cheryl Dubai Tuari, and our keynote, Mr. Carlos Eduardo Correa Escaf. I also need to emphasize that this conference would not have been possible without our donors. So as we see on the lovely backdrop we have here, I really need to thank the ultimate donor, DEFRA. I need to thank the IDB for, believing in us with this project. And I'm very grateful to the University of the West Indies as well for all the support and help on this project. This project is of direct interest to us, the University of the West Indies, as an academic institution, as we were extremely empowered and grateful to contribute to a wider body of knowledge with international impact. And that's what this conference really hinged on, international impact. I think stemming out of this conference, we have a nice buffet of departure points that each of us with different interests would be following up on, and I would be very pleased to hear about these in the future. To continue, I would really like to thank each and every one of our speakers who delivered great presentations, and I saw many persons were very much interested in following up and networking post-presentations. And, we had a lot of very accomplished persons, but I think as well, I was also just really in awe of people's really rich and unique personalities. It was a pleasure interacting with each one of you. So down to earth, so authentic, and just genuinely interested and passionate about what you do. I'd also like to thank all of our moderators who helped with the flow of events and also pushed our speakers to really dig deep and see the links with their projects, which might be funded by their funder, and how it links to other projects. And how, because a common theme was in this entire conference is that there is a pipeline of projects. And we have to ensure that we are linked, we are well connected, and I really must take that point where we say regional collaboration amplifies our efforts, and I do believe that that is true. I would like to thank as well our online and in-person participants. I would like to thank my team. I think what you put in is really what you got out. And we had a great team. Here I really want to highlight some names. I've been quite general prior, but I need to thank my STACIE team, Cheryl, Damien, Ina, Rayanne, Karen, Ian, Nyla, Gerard, the IDB team, Gerard, Priya, Alex, Isaiah. I mean, this conference was in planning for several months, right? Well into 2025, which seems like eons ago, but we're in 2026, and we're still quite enthusiastic, right? I'd really like to thank my bursary team. I'd like to thank marketing for getting the word out. I was really happy with the turnout at this conference. And let's see. I think one thing that is a bit bittersweet for me is that this may, I say may because there's a chance it may not also be true. So this may be the last time I see the entire of the community of practice in person. I would like to ask each one of you to stand. From the community of practice. I'm sorry. No. Oh, gosh. It's still a lot of people. It's still a lot, right? Yes? Goodness. Take a look around the room. Look at how much people it is. I'll tell you what, when I now started on this project and I saw the list of names, it was 5 people. Now, it's more than I have digits. I hope that in a few years' time, it will be countless. Not because I can't count, but it'll just be too much to keep track of. So let's keep that momentum as well and keep growing. Okay, thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. Really and truly, I wouldn't have been able to make a statement such as we will be able to complete all of our outputs by the end of this project, which is a huge achievement, without the help from these wonderful persons. I will miss each one of you dearly. I don't know how I would have done this, where the project would be, and how things would have gotten done without you. Saying this project was complex is an understatement. But I never for a day navigated it alone. And I'm pleased to say that, we were able to actually remunerate. So initially the community of practice was, quite voluntary, but this passion, we were able to hire these persons, and these persons, can exponentially increase the knowledge base via train-the-trainer approach, and we hope that it continues to have that domino effect and ripple effect way down for years to come. Because we see that, yes, we have baseline data, but we can always grow and have more robust data sets. Now, I also want to say that, I have enjoyed the cultures of these 4 beneficiary countries, Panama, Colombia, Jamaica, and Suriname. And I hope that when you all came here, you all also enjoyed the culture of Trinidad and Tobago. So Gerard was speaking about the Sustainable Islands platform as another means of continuity. And even after the conference, I hope we still continue to connect. We also have our LinkedIn and YouTube, which I would strongly encourage you to check out for highlights of the conference. And on the YouTube, we'll have full records available of the conference, so we can go back on and act on those points. So that brings me to a close of today. And after this, we can all meet and continue to network and talk in the room where we enjoyed our lunch today for our cocktail ceremony. Okay. Right. So I know it's a bit early for a cocktail ceremony, but I know I at least speak on behalf of myself. It's never too early to have a drink. Right. Maybe that's just me, but right. And we will also be having a Guinness Book of World Records panelist, Joshua Regallo, to serenade us in music. So we really hope that you leave Trinidad, tell your friends about Trinidad, and I hope that we continue to engage and to meet well beyond the lifespan of this project. Okay, so thanks everyone.